Welcome back. Now let's get our teeth into this. During the week, the Labour Congress requested that government revert to 86 naira 50 kobo and then start discussion about increasing the price of the pump price of petrol. They're also requesting a review of the minimum wage in Nigeria, whereas we all agree that 18,000 naira really can't do much for the Nigerian now that tomato is 100 naira a piece. Labour is suggesting that 56,000 naira would be an appropriate minimum wage. And these are one of the demands which Labour made that led to the strike action in the course of this week. Now, to look at the NLC demands with us, we have in the studio Comrade Segun Esson, who is General Secretary, Nigeria Union of Railway Workers. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, madam.
With us in our Lagos studio is also the chairperson of the Young Democratic Party, Ezekiel Nya Etok.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Good morning.
When you said Lagos station, I was like, I thought I was still in
Well,
Abuja.
well, we do have somebody joining us from Abuja,
Yes, national chairman.
and he's the Secretary General of the Textile Union, and he's also a NEC member of NLC, Comrade Issa Aremu. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Comrade Alero, and
Thank you for joining us.
NLC is right, so you must be Comrade too.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So, Comrade.
Which of them?
Comrade Esson.
Okay.
Let me start with you. Now, you were all rather quick to go up in arms this time. What was so urgent about the strike action of this week?
Thank you very much. Let me take the question by, reminding you that we have two shades of opinion in the Labour Congress.
Okay, all right.
We have one led by Ayuba Waba, another one led by Joe Ajero. I want to reason that the one that was actually quick to go into strike, as you have noted, is certainly not the shade of opinion of the NLC as led by Joe Ajero.
Okay.
So that was Waba led.
Okay, maybe you should tell us very briefly, how come we have two NLCs?
Beautiful.
Briefly, please.
Now, it all started in 2015 when we went for the 11th National Delegate Conference of the Nigeria Labour Congress, where we were to, elect new executives that will run the affairs of the Congress.
Okay.
Before the conference, we had what we call the, Labour Interactive Forum, which of course was the idea of the Nigeria Union of Railway Workers, that is my own union, to look at how we can handle, the election without necessarily railroading the Congress into some, problems. And at a point, after Labour Interactive Forum have started that precisely on the 7th of January 2014, ahead of the 11th National Delegate Conference, which held in Abuja, then another forum came, which is called the Unity Forum, which of course was chaired by one Comrade Alogba from the Nigeria Union of Teachers. And that, group too was kind of interested in doing exactly what the Labour Interactive Forum of NUR actually was set out to do. That is, looking at how we can, handle the election in such a way that it wouldn't, degenerate. And that to a very good extent, we were able to achieve one thing. And what we were able to achieve at that Unity Forum is that some offices were, allocated to private sector, while some offices were allocated to the public sector. Now, The ones that are allocated to the private sector includes the office of the president. And let me quickly add, that unity forum that did that job of having a clean slate of, those that will go for the election had the legitimacy of the CWC as well as the neck of the Labour Congress, because virtually all the secretaries general and the presidents of all the affiliate trade unions of the Congress, were espoused to the Unity Forum. And ideally, by extension, one would have expected, the business of who ascends to the presidency of the union to be the preoccupation of those in the private sector. This time around, National Union of Electricity Employees, NUI, and NUPENG.
Okay.
And
Joe belongs to that.
So unfortunately, just at such time we never expected such, turn in event will come up. Somebody else from public sector went to pick a, nomination for president as against what everybody, has ascribed.
Had agreed.
Exactly.
Okay.
That was the genesis of the problem.
Okay. Now, your union belongs to the Ajero faction.
Exactly.
So you don't believe in the strike.
No.
But you do believe in minimum wage.
Oh, very certainly, yes.
Being
reviewed.
Being reviewed
Yeah.
to what?
To 90,000 naira. That was what we proposed. 90,000 naira.
Not
56. 90,000. If you remember, the last proposal was 52,000 or 52,000. That was clearly over and about 5 years ago, if you remember. And that brought us to 18,000 naira minimum wage. You can begin to see how unrealistic that, proposal can be. From 52,000 naira over 5 years ago to 56,000 naira now. Are we trying to say that what has happened in terms of, pressure on the value of naira can be taken care of by just 4,000 naira? Definitely no. So from my own share of opinion of the Congress, what we propose is 90,000.
Okay, but you're not on strike.
We're not on strike. We are not on strike.
Mr. Ajero, sorry.
Okay.
Forgive me, Comrade Aremu. Your demands, the demands that the NLC are placing on the federal government, between the two factions, it looks like the demands are the same. But your side of the divide has decided to go on a strike. Yes, 3-day warning strike, after which you go on an indefinite strike. Now, the 3 days have elapsed, so to speak. What's the position now?
Yeah, I think I want to thank you so much for giving us this platform. But I think that you also need to guide the discussion, because I thought we are here to discuss the issue of increasing price of petroleum, as well as the issue of deregulation and the general NLC demand. I think it should be helpful so that we throw light on this serious policy issue rather than looking at some of the stress that we have in the labor movement. Because don't forget that NLC is a democratic organization. We have close to almost about 43 athletes, guided by democratic values of voluntarism. There will be some disagreement, there will also be some agreement. But I don't think there are issues that we can discuss, at this platform. And my comrade Sesson from Railway is a respected comrade of mine, and I know that regardless of our disagreement, when we cry, we also need to see. So I want us to have the discussion in focus. But about the strike, we're on strike. We're opposed to the increase in price of fuel, and I'm very sure even Comrade Sesson will agree with me, they're also opposed to the increase. I don't think any labor leader has come out to say they are for the fuel price increase. I mean, very outrageous increase. I mean, if he's talking of any figure of minimum wage, I think this fuel price has worsened the cost of living more than ever before. Almost about 70% price increase. And for me, this is not a laughing matter. It's really tragic. It's only in Nigeria that you wake up and
God.
Okay.
Cars, we have no choice. No railway, no public
Okay,
transport.
he's back.
In other countries, you can increase the price of petroleum. People will not know because they have alternative means of transport. We all know in Europe, railway works very well. And I pray one day certain sector will be revived very well, such that we may not worry even about the price of increase of petroleum products. So we're opposed to the increase, and we also declared strike together with protests. We've had 3 days strike effectively, of course, with back up with protests, which of course your channel has been reporting very well. We commend you for that, at least giving up expressions. But don't also forget there have been a lot of development. Government is appealing to NLC, to have a look. And let me also put it this way: we never walked out of negotiation. There was a deadlock, because we couldn't get the agreement for government to revise the price. Government said it wouldn't revise the price, so that's why we went on our protest and strike. But of course, there have been a lot of appeal. Don't forget the Senate President had intervened, the House of Rep had also intervened. So against this background, we've called for another NEC meeting coming up on Monday, in which we are going to do comprehensive review. And for me, what is significant is that the 2 shades of opinion in the Labour movement, I don't want to say factions, because even as we disagree, we all operate within the platform of Nigeria Labour Congress. I think what is clear is that I know we're all opposed to this increase. Maybe the strategies, what do we do? Some are for strike, some are for protest, some are for, doing nothing, but don't also forget we have a tradition. All of us came from NLC. We've been in this business for long. And for me, I think, Kalero, you made a point. We're actually in a dark age, when I mean dark age, I think what we expect the government to lay emphasis on is how to protect our national oil and gas assets, revive the refineries. This thing is not a laughing matter. Government is more strong on increases in prices for the last 3 decades. They are not talking of supply of products. We are the only country producing oil, yet God gave us this crude oil, yet we export crude oil, we bring imported product. It's a scandal. It's a complete scandal. I think we need to encourage local refinery, encourage beneficiation, create jobs at home, get the refineries on. Those are the critical issues that Labour is raising.
Comrade.
Countries of
Comrade.
similar,
Comrade,
capacity,
if
like
I may come in.
Saudi Arabia, Iraq are doing so. Why wouldn't we do so? So for me, those are the issues.
Yeah,
so what
comrade.
I'm saying here is that where we are now is that we are meeting at the level of NEC on Monday, to review how far the strike have gone.